So the Predator is back! When I heard a new Predator movie was being produced by Disney, my first thought wasn't exactly hooray. After all, this is the same company that gave us a long list of, controversial masterpieces like this, and this. You have to wonder, is the real Predator the corporation that gobbles up beloved franchises and leaves behind a trail of well-marketed carcasses? And yet, Predator Badlands turned out far better than many fans expected. It's also an undeniable commercial success. The movie opened to $80 million globally, the biggest debut in the franchise's 38-year history, surpassing both the Predator and Alien vs. Predator. Its domestic opening alone topped Alien vs. Predator's previous record of $38 million. The critics weren't exactly sharpening their knives either. The film nabbed the highest cinema score grade ever for a Predator film. Over on Rotten Tomatoes, it seems to have united critics and audiences in a rare moment of harmony. Its audience score is a stunning 95%, eclipsing Prey and even the original Predator film. So is Disney's Badlands the most successful Predator movie of all time, despite its flaws? How do we explain this frankly shocking success? And does it set the stage for something even bigger? Let's hear what the fans have to say.
I want people to go out and see this. I feel like it's going to be a flop because it's a Predator film, the ninth, seventh, whatever, and do mass audiences really care? Because this is my dream film. I've always wanted to see, like a film from the perspective of a predator.
That was awesome! I want the sequel now. So starting off with the positives for Predator Badlands, I absolutely loved the action-adventure tone that this movie goes for. This really is like a hero's journey, like a rite of passage, a coming-of-age type story for this young Yautja character. And it is one where typically we have a lot of thriller and a lot of horror elements in these movies, and it's about survival, and there's a lot of tension, and you certainly have tension in this movie, but it's all about the thrills. It's all about the action. It's about the fight sequences. It's about the hunt, and you get to be like actually in the POV of the person doing the hunting.
Into the Predator planet, the Predator culture, the Predator language, the Predator, customs, and it works. It works!
Okay, let's give credit where it's due. Disney did one thing right. They hired a director, Dan Trachtenberg, who actually knows and respects the franchise. At the same time, this movie has corporate fingerprints all over it. The plot follows the hero's journey, beat by beat, as described by Joseph Campbell in The Hero with a Thousand Faces and popularized by Christopher Vogler in The Writer's Journey.
He's a runt. His father's like, we should have killed him long ago. I mean, he says it in his own language, of course. He's basically Wilbur the pig. Only this time the bacon hunt's back. They did a really good job at making you empathize with this predator, though they do have a name. Like their species, anyway. I hadn't heard it before. Yautja. I think that's what they're called.
Making monsters sympathetic isn't new. Beauty and the Beast did it. Frankenstein did it. Disney has a whole department dedicated to making monsters cuddly. But what Badlands does differently is lean into the world building. It expands on Yautja culture, hierarchy, and even gives them a constructed language. To all my fellow nerds out there, rejoice. In addition to Elvish and Klingon, you now have another fictional language to master.
Why are you speaking Klingon?
Why are you speaking English?
It's basically him backpacking with a synthetic played by Elle Fanning while he attempts to complete his mission. And by backpacking, I mean he's wearing her like a backpack because she has no legs. Everyone's thinking and I'm just showing it. You saw it too, don't lie.
So much of the plot revolves around Deck and the synth, and wow, what a revelation. A lone, gruff male is paired with a moralizing buddy. Truly, cinema has never dared tread this path before. Disney, Marvel, Pixar, take notes. The synth, of course, is a triumph of originality. Everyone knows Weyland-Yutani specializes in manufacturing androids with the warmth of a golden retriever and the altruism of Mother Teresa. Yeah, sure, in every Alien movie they're cold, calculating corporate tools. But here, the android evolves beyond its programming. Groundbreaking.
I understand human emotions, although I do not feel them myself.
And the moment she was like, I'm here with an entire crew of synthetics, I was like, oh, this movie's PG-13. I didn't know that about the movie.
You can have so much alien creature carnage and gore and maintain a PG-13 rating. It did not ruin the movie at all. I really thought this was a very, very good Predator movie, and obviously a first of its kind.
And I'm so happy to report to you that it was entertaining, and I'm happy that I saw it. And yes, I do recommend you see it. And I think so much of it is badass. But the reason why I'm building it up that way is because I wanted to love it even more. Yeah. Then I ended up loving it.
Predator Badlands felt different, not just because it has a lot of comedy infused, not just because we're following a young runt predator who's trying to prove himself, but also just the way it looks, the way it feels, has kind of that Disney MCU gloss to it. Even when we're watching our main Predator deck run through a dude with his plasma sword, it comes off far closer to an action scene from Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not knocking this approach, I'm just giving you an idea of what you can expect. The story is basic, but it is building out this lore and this alien race of predators far more than I've seen in anything else.
It got a little, how do I say? Family friendly.
Got a little light.
A little
light.
I was built and deployed by the Weyland Yutani Corporation for research. We found that.
Let's be honest, the tone is a tad family friendly for a film about a creature whose hobby is spinal column extraction. Some critics have compared it to Avatar, The Mandalorian, or Guardians of the Galaxy, not exactly the gritty, skin you alive material the franchise is known for.
Even as I was watching this film, I said to myself, oh, my kids would really enjoy this one. Which is not something I said about the first Predator when people are being skinned and hung from trees. Actually, I take that back. I said that about the first Predator also. And I showed my kids at a very young age, but you know what? They grew up that day. That's character development. And whenever my son comes up to me and asks if we can rewatch Predator, I say, anytime.
So to prove himself, he has to go to this planet that is just the most dangerous planet. You know the phrase, you're not in Kansas anymore, you're on Pandora in, Avatar. Point is, this makes Pandora look like Kansas. Everything that grows or crawls in this land is just trying to kill him.
We're going to be spending a majority of this time with Dak as he hunts down his prey, which is the fierce, unkillable Kalisk. And you should be able to remember that name because they say Kalisk like 1,000 times. I'm going after the Kalisk. You can't kill the Kalisk. He's after the Kalisk. The Kalisk is over here. Kalisk, Kalisk, Kalisk.
Jenna, the hunting planet, is breathtaking. It looks lived in, unique, and immersive. Where are the vast herds of herbivores required to sustain a massive predator, a Kalisk? One wishes sci-fi filmmakers would pay more attention to these details. Badlands is no Dune, which meticulously builds societal structures and ecological systems. But who cares? Science and science fiction is overrated. Ecology is for nerds. We're here for the show, for the action. That's what sells tickets. And the theme? Prepare yourself. Let's all team up and be a family. It's not like Disney and the MCU have been hammering that into our skulls for the past 2 decades. But hey, why not graft it onto the Predator franchise too? A brilliant stroke from the corporate branding department. So what's the takeaway for us writers? Easy. Abuse the hero's journey. It's the Swiss Army knife of storytelling. Give your protagonist a moralizing sidekick who doubles as comic relief. And for bonus points, add a cuddly mascot for, merchandising. But let's not be cynical. The movie does open up dazzling possibilities for sequels. The Yautja protagonist doesn't just survive, he returns to challenge his clan's traditions, showing that his species is capable of change. What if Yautja society evolves? What if the clans unite to find a more ambitious goal than just, sport hunting? What's next for the Predator franchise? Will they play it safe and dumb it down into a series of sanitized PG-13 sci-fi romps? Or will they expand on the Yautja lore and mystique?
The company is not pleased.
Whatever happens, yours truly will be right here, popcorn in hand, ready to either praise them for getting it right or roast them mercilessly. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more brutally honest reviews.